This is Into the Pit District Bundle. This build is roughly 22 inches by 30 inches, although it does have an irregular footprint. And this is the ultimate collection if you want to build RPG interior encounters. All right, so we've got regular floors, parquet floors, a huge variety of wall packs. It's got the City Builder Basics wood mega, freestanding walls, lots of dressing, and the miniatures. It's the perfect toolbox for building a huge variety of interiors. Not only one large building, but you could do multiple smaller buildings if you wish. As if that isn't enough, we have a bunch of pieces left over, including almost an entire full wall pack. We wanted to keep the whole wall pack in there because if you were doing smaller rooms, you would want to have more walls to break stuff up and have different building options. So plenty of more options and dressing for you. The concept on this build, this tavern was built in the heart of Lowtown, kind of the seedier, most dangerous part, and there were a lot of fights breaking out. And after getting tired of it, the innkeeper decided, instead of fighting the fighting, to embrace it and decided to turn this into a pit fighting bar. So if you're here, you're welcome to go into the pit. So let's go in and take a look at what lies inside. So first of all, the conceit of this build is that there would be a big roof over it and walls all the way around here, but it doesn't do anything for your actual encounter. So there are no roofs and there are no walls here, so you can actually get in and interact with the miniatures and the space. Starting over the front here, this is the main entrance to the bar. We have the beautiful, elegant halfling door there with a little sculpted courtesy door for the smaller folk, the gnomes and the halfling and the like. And that's in our large diagonal wall, which always just kind of gives it a special look, right, when it comes in and off that 45-degree angle. We're using the small steps to get on up there, and it's flanked on either side by our freestanding lantern posts, Lowtown lantern posts, and there's 4 of those in this pack, so you can put them anywhere to kind of light up areas of your scene. We've taken the hammered copper roof for the bay window and it's just sitting on top of this diagonal because it looks neat, makes it look like a grand entrance. You could obviously pop that off if you needed to see and hear better for gameplay, but it was a nice way to use it. So entering into the bar, you are immediately, there's just a massive room, right? This is the big grand chamber where most of the action happens. And it helps we're using these double high walls in a bunch of spaces which help make the room feel really big and grand and high and sort of imply a big lofted ceiling with rafters and the like. We have a really nice mix of the parquet floors and the regular floors in here, so it looks a little more elegant. Maybe this was an old inn that closed down and then they took it over and turned it into this pit fighting inn. The centerpiece of this whole thing is the actual pit fighting pit here. So this is this big 20-foot diameter circle is using 2 of our floortal packs. So it's this curved portal floor with the railing. So there's 4 of those floors total to make this wonderful circle. The railing is removable. It is also reversible. So if you wanted to, you could flip it up downwards and put the risers, 25mm risers, underneath these things if you wanted to have a feeling like it was going down further. The bottom of this is we have a 4x4 texture patch in there with mud, and that will be, it'll be something like this was our lava ones. It'll be a 4x4, it's fabric with black cover back, so it's a nice texture to it, and gives you a believable packed dirt base for this, perfect for a fighting pit. However, we also have a 4x4 texture patch of a bottomless pit, just blackness descending down into nothingness. You could swap that out if you wanted this to be perhaps a shaft going straight down 100 feet into a dungeon or the like. We also have pole accessory holes in each of the corners of this, so you could put something like the hoist here. So you could use this if you wanted to hoist out the bodies of unconscious pugilists after the fight, or perhaps if you were doing the long shaft, you could use it to lower adventurers down into this shaft, into a dungeon waiting below. You could also use these floors to do curved balconies, right? So you can run the a 2x4 or a 2x2 right up against it with the railings, and then this railing really nicely sort of curves out from the straight. So you could do raised mezzanines with them or wraparound balconies and the like. So lots of elegant things you can do with that portal floor piece. But in this case, we have our fighting pit in there. We're using the straight steps on either side. So there's 2 ways to hop in, as well as, of course, the hoist to get you out once you get knocked out. The room is also decorated up with, we have our little square table. And those tables are sized, there's 1 inch square, so they're sized so you can put a mini on there. If a fight breaks out in the tavern, plenty of room to pop your miniatures on top there. Also, if in real life there would be tons of tables and chairs everywhere in here, right? This place would be packed full, but you want to have enough room to put all your minis and the like. So having 6 tables in here is enough to make it feel full, but plenty of room to put your miniatures around and still maneuver in the space. As well as our little barrel stools. These are deliberately relatively small because you can't actually sit your miniatures on the stools, so we want them to be there for look, but generally you can get them out of the way. It doesn't get in the way of moving your miniatures around, unless you want to pick it up and throw it at somebody. All right, so let's work our way around the room here. We have, we're using the bay window popped against the wall here to make this nice. It would be a nice little spot to have another table or sit and plot and meet. And speaking of plotting and meeting, over here we have the other large diagonal wall, and this one has the dangle room in it, and that is cordoned off with, we have the beautiful green velvet curtains, a freestanding curtain in the beautiful green paint scheme. We're using that to make a little private nook here. And there's a couple of the little barrel stools are in there, and that's a great place for maybe the NPC they're looking for is plotting a meeting there, or maybe they don't know where. Right? We've got at least 4 different little VIP areas that they could be meeting. So part of it could be an investigation of trying to figure out where is the NPC you're looking for a meeting, or maybe the players want to go and wait for someone in one of these spots to meet and have a secret rendezvous. Moving our way around, we get to the main bar area. So this is using 2 of our corner bar counters. So they are textured on the outside like our original Tavern accessory set, but a darker paint scheme. And then inside, it's chock full of steins and pots and the like, and a little tap here built in. So tons of details already dressed and ready to go without any fiddly bits. And then there's 2 of those, and then a straight bar counter in the middle. This prototype's just a hint high of they all be lined up. In general, this build in general suffers a little bit from our, these are all handmade prototypes, so a few of the things aren't lining up exactly as cleanly as they will in the factory final. But this gives you an idea of the feel of what it would be like. The back of the bar, so we're using these, they're double high walls, and the solids are magnetic, so we're taking great advantage of that. We have the magnetic picture frame up there with the portrait in there, the water genasi, maybe that was the Tavern Keep's mother or grandmother, or a great adventurer, or maybe the winner of last year's annual pit fighting tournament. And then we also have the magnetic mantle shelf popped on there, two accessories on the same magnetic wall, and then we're using the little cupboards there for more storage space for beer steins and the like. And then on the back, the center wall here, we're using, these are little corner fill pieces that can dress up the exposed pieces of exposed corner posts, so it kind of dresses up and ties together the back of this bar in a nice way. Over here, we're doing a neat little technique. So we have, let's pop these that way. So we've taken, this is a magnetic wall, and this is an LED wall, regular height walls, and then we have 2 of the half spacers back to back stuffed in there. So you can, by using the half spacers like this, you can use any 2 regular height walls and customize what you're doing in your double high wall. So in this case, we have this nice LED wall up high. We could have put this down low if we wanted, or swap it out, or put a regular, or put a window, or something. So it's a chance to add some extra character to your wall. Also over here, we have, this is the wooden stair pillar with the 38mm stairs feeding up to it. And we decided not to connect the stairs to the stairs that are going up, because in actual play, you'd probably want to lift these levels up to get in and see what's going on there, so it's easier to sort of lift the stuff and fly it in and out if the stairs are disconnected. But we could have run the stairs and connected them as one thing, if you like. Underneath the stairs, there is a little doorway into the kitchen area. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Working our way over here, we have this neat little overhang, right? So this is created using one of the City Builder Basics, the 2x2 corner, and it's just flipped around backwards, so it makes this neat little overhang. And this is a shady table in the dark there. It could be another place for shady dealings. Working our way over here, another double high wall. We have magnetic picture frame in landscape orientation with a little castle picture in there. It also comes with, we have an insert that's a magic mirror. Insert a little mirror, insert a little shiny marble you could put in there also. And then beneath that is the LED fireplace. So this will have it has its own battery, 2032, CR2032 battery, and a switch and LEDs. So it'll be freestanding, you can pop it anywhere, turn on that light, and instant fireplace in your dungeon, in your tavern, in your castle, wherever you like. The mantle shelf is also magnetic and it's removable, so it's the same shelf that we're using over behind the bar. It's a great place. You can pop that on any magnetic wall to decorate it up a little bit. Working our way around the rest of the room, over in this corner, we've taken the 1x2 floor insert, we've flipped it over to the parquet side, so there's a nice floor. We've ringed it with the short stairs, so it's a couple of straights and it's a couple of corners to make a little stage, right? You could have someone perform a bard between matches or whatnot, but also inevitably each night an inebriated patron with a few too many meads decides they want to jump into the fighting pit, but they don't have anything to fight with, so they can hop up on the stage and select from over here. We have we've taken the magnetic tool wall, we're using that to represent a bunch of improvised weapons. So there's a wall of weapons, so they could hop up, they could grab a rusty old shovel or whatever, and then from the stage they declare their fight name and their intention, whatever, sort of get riled up, and then you go drop them into the pit as the next challenger. Coming on over here, we're going to head up to this balcony area. So the stairs are separate, once again, so that you can fly this level in and out more easily. We could just connect these and 25mm stairs here in one long stair, but it was more interesting to break them up using the stair pillar, so that we can just sort of pop this off. And we don't really have stairs here, but it lets you pop a mini there on the way up to the stairs if you would like. Coming up to the top, we have, this is the corner railing platform. Against this is the straight window wall from the City Builder Basics. It's biscuited to this 2x4, which is biscuited to another 2x4, to another 2x4. So it's just a whole series of 2x4s that could all be biscuited together using a bunch of walls. Over here in the back, we've got these green velvet curtains. This is another sort of VIP area, so these are cordoning off this area in the back. We're using, this is a 2x2 floor biscuited to a 2x4 floor biscuited to a straight City Builder Basic straight wall. And then this has, it's a pair of corner posts with a regular length wall between them, bridging these two shorter floors. And then it's got the two diagonals biscuited to the back there. This is the deerskin rug, sort of tying together this little nook in the back. It's another nook for secret meetings. And then we have railings sort of all around holding this whole thing together so nobody falls off. And this is probably the best place to watch some of the fighting, or one of the best places to watch the fighting, and maybe it costs a silver to get up on the balcony and watch. But let's look below the balcony. So we're going to just lift this thing off. I was having some trouble with the prototype, so I had to do it in two pieces. But you could, fundamentally, you should be able to biscuit this whole thing together in one long strip if you'd like, and then lift it off as the players discover what's underneath. So down here, we're using these are the banister corner posts to sort of hold up this upper level, plus it really looks good right from the outside. It really kind of ties it all together. Instead of putting 4x4 parquet floors here, it's a pair of the 2x4 parquet floors side by side, so that we have the post holes that we could put these banister posts in and hold up the upper level. So we did that here and here. And it also adds to your toolbox, so you have 2x4 floors as well as the 4x4 floors. We've got a pair of the LED walls here to bring a little light to this dark, dim area. And then back here, yet another cordoned off secret room, or a room for secret meetings and the like. So we've got two of the straight City Builder biscuit walls with the diagonals. They're all biscuited together. And then in the back, we have one of the narrow door walls slotted in. So this is a little more private back door into the tavern. So maybe only certain people get the key to this. You could sort of come and go into this little secret nook as you wish. Also, we have over here, we have a, there's another door, it's a rustic door wall going out. And this leads us to something people are always asking about every time we do a Kickstarter. They're like, hey, where's the garderobe? Where's the bathroom? So we've built a little outhouse here. No new pieces, but it definitely serves. So the roof is just, it's four of the tiny stairs, the corners. There's a little white stick holding those together. And then it's a 2x4 floor, corner posts, solid walls, and one door wall there. That has the same 38mm stairs biscuited to the side, as well as the little rivet biscuit hole fillers popped on either side. And then the whole thing is propped up on the 1-inch risers, right? These are the 25mm cobblestone risers. So that would be, gives more room for a pit beneath it. And then another of our LED lantern posts there to give a little light so the drunken patrons don't miss their footing on the way up those stairs in the dark. Let's pop this back on. So once again, at the table, it's easy to fly your levels on and off as many as are going under and above, or sort of you're discovering the rooms. It's a fun way to reveal what's underneath. Speaking of the outside and the outhouse, let's come on around over here. So behind the tavern over here, we have a little yard. So this is using the freestanding wooden walls. These freestanding walls going all the way around, connecting to the side of the building. Here we have the diagonal corner with the door. This will be hinged in the final. Right now it's just held in with a little white stick. And then these run up against the side of these market stalls. So we're using, these are the market stalls. They have 2-inch scaffolding platform in there which you can pop out. The topper, this is the shingles topper, but it'll be in felt, so it'll have a nice texture to it. In this case, we're using these as stables, right? This is a little place you could board your horse. We have a hoist against the side using the pole accessory. We have the new holes in the tops of our new corner posts, so this is using a pole accessory peg, and it's just pegged against the side of that. It's a little hoist you could pull, I don't know, pick up a drunken horse or some hay or whatnot. Over here, we've got the hand cart with the canvas wrapped bundle. Oh boy, can't get you. You can pop that out, put it anywhere. Another fun thing about the hand cart is this is sized such that you can place a mini on there also. So you could wheel someone around as a combat wagon, or who knows what, jump on it for combat. But constantly thinking of how can the minis interact with the environment, right? Where can we have playable space? Next to it, we have a couple of the window boxes. So this is like a little garden or something. The Tavern Keep maybe is growing some special herbs here, or maybe there's a poisoner that lives in upstairs and uses this. Maybe they're growing belladonna or something to make poisons here. On the rest of this yard, we've got this wraparound balcony. You can access it with these stairs coming up to. This is the corner railing platform, biscuited against the side, 61mm stairs, biscuited to that. It's held up by, this is the twin piling on some footers, and then this wraparound balcony. These prototypes aren't behaving very well, but they'll be much tighter, much cleaner fit in the factory finish, but it does hold on as one solid unit. And this has an entrance around here, so you could get into the bar from this little door, sort of quiet door from the back. If you put your horses in, you can come on up this way, or maybe if you need to make a quick escape, you can run out the back, out this door, and then get on your horse and race off. And also, this room, the door out here, opens up to the wraparound porch. So if the players are in this room, if they're boarding in this room, they can sneak out at night and go into the porch. Or maybe they want to sneak in and use this door. They pick the lock in this door to come into this room to search this room or whatnot. So let's go back in and look at all the layers, and we're gonna tear them up, and we'll go from the bottom all the way up to the top. We'll save the top for last. So boom. And because these are biscuited together, we can lift everything up as one solid unit, which is the kind of thing you would want to do at the table. All right, so here we have our first floor. This is kind of the private area where the innkeep stays. So there's we have a straight wall, City Builder Basics straight door wall here, which opens up into this room, and it's under the stairs, right? The stairs are above, and so it's a neat little way to kind of hide this door in there. This fun little trick is this is just a, it's the corner piece, but instead of sitting like this, we rotated it around to make that neat little overhang nook, because you need to have lots of shady nooks in your tavern. And then this opens up, this whole lower section is built all using these City Builder Basics, these fun little 2x2s, because they're really great for quickly making these rooms with lots of little smaller chambers. We could also do this with the freestanding walls, but this seemed like the opportune time to use some City Builder Basics. So this kitchen is the big centerpiece. This is the one-piece kitchen. It's got a LED. This will be all baked in together, the flames, and it has a built-in 2032 battery and switch, so it's self-contained, so you can pop it anywhere. The grate is removable and is the same size as any of our small trapdoors, and it's got just tons of detail all around there, so you can drop it in without any fiddly bits and dress up any room. Then the rest of the kitchen is filled out with these counters. It's the same. These are the same counters we're using for the bar. We're exposing the side that has all the stuff, and they become someone's work counters, right? You could have multiple cooks cooking in here to feed these hungry pit fighters out there. Coming around the back of this kitchen, there's the back door here. So this, you bring supplies in, or that's another way to sneak in and out of the tavern, perhaps, or maybe the innkeeper likes to sneak out in the middle of the night. Over here, we're using the freestanding curtain to cordon off. This is like a little storeroom area using the magnetic tool rack, more of the bar counters, a little cupboard, and there's a trap door in the floor, right? So it's our freestanding trap door, which is operable, and this could lead down into the cellar, or maybe there is a secret tunnel into the sewers, so another way to come and go. Maybe there's a dungeon down there. Who knows? It's a gateway to adventure. Then over here, another of the curtains, freestanding curtains. These are the burlap paint scheme, and this is cordoning off. This is the innkeep's room, so we have a bed and one of those little cabinets, and then on the floor we have the rug. This will be once again printed in fabric, so it'll have a nice texture to it. It's the oval braided rug. So this is sort of the innkeeper's house, basically built into the tavern. So let's go one story up. So thankfully this is all biscuited together, so I can fly it in as one unit, which you could do at the table. And these will fit a little better with the when you get the factory finished ones. Right now we're having a couple of these bits of scaffolding don't want to stick together just right. So this second story here, you get up here from the stairs. We didn't connect the stairs, so it was easier to fly stuff in and out, and if you did bring this layer out by having the freestanding, the pillar and the stairs here, it's not attached, so you know where the stairs are when you fly this thing out. We have this landing over here, using the, once again, the banister corner posts to hold up the floor above. They also really make the thing look real when it's when there's a layer on top of it. Railings around the sides so you don't fall off, and there's a nice little table here for viewing pit fighting. Maybe this is like a little VIP balcony. From here, you've got doors into the rooms for rent. So this one leads you into the small room. It's a little 20 by 20 square. We've got the LED wall with the Gothic lantern. All these Gothic lanterns are they're modular, so you can pop them out and swap them with, if you have Zaltar's game room, you could use the snake orbs or the torches or any of our modular LED wall elements. You can swap them in there. We have a bed and a little window wall. So simple little room. This is the large room coming in over here. and it's a bigger one, right? It's 20 by 40. We're using a freestanding wall diagonal corner. This will be a hinged door. Right now it's just held in there with white stick, but it'll be a little hinged rustic wood door in there. So that makes a perfect closet. The cordoning off this little closet area, somewhere if you have to search, if you're searching all the rooms. There's the same little square cabinet, same bed, LED lantern. And then over here, there's 4 2x2 floors all biscuited together here so that we could, want to put corner posts in the middle. We wanted to use a narrow wall here to get out. There's a door that sneaks under the stairs here to go out to the deck, and then we want to put a door here and a door here. So this gets us into the medium room, which we're using the magnetic wall with the mantle shelf stuck to it. That's like a little sort of a bedside shelf, somewhere to store your stuff. And there's a door in the back wall here that leads out to this wraparound balcony. So maybe if the players are staying here, this would let them kind of sneak in and out or come and go as they wanted to in the middle of the night. Or perhaps the NPC, they're looking for something and this is their room, so they can make a distraction there. Someone can sneak up into the balcony and go through pick the lock on the back door and go into the room and search it from there, something like. So plenty of playable space in these rooms, 3 different sized rooms and a balcony. Let's go up to the last floor. So there's some steps leading up here. Maybe there would be like a tough bouncer that you'd have to deal with before you get up those steps, because up above we've got. So this is like the true VIP area up here. So first off, this wall, we have, this will be the magnetic tapestry, the griffin tapestry. Art isn't final, but it gives you the idea, and this will be in that same felt, so it'll have a nice texture to it. And it's really fun putting all this decor on the walls here, makes the whole thing feel really lived in and grand. Lots of little points of interest. Below it, we have the hanging shields. These are biscuit hole inserts, and maybe these are plaques to commemorate some of the pip fighting champions from previous seasons. In the room itself, we've got the Great Beasts rug that really is tying the whole room together. It really fills that whole thing out. This thing will also be in felt, so have a nice texture to it. Stair hole, we've knocked out the 2x1 insert here, so the stairs lead right up to here, and you can pop a miniature on top of the stairs there if combat ensues. And then we have a nice big space here, and then this is the ultimate balcony for watching the pit fighting. So it's just biscuited to the side here. We've got our dwarf up here, caster watching, cheering them on. Maybe she is the lumber baron, or maybe she's the local crime lord. They're giving the thumbs up or thumbs down on for the pit fighters down there. And this could be where the ultimate secret meetings happen. This is maybe where the players have to sneak up to do something. Also, fantastic opportunity to be able to, you could jump from this balcony to this and stage an elaborate chase or whatnot. And then in the back here, we're using the corner post fillers to make this wall seem grand with this beautiful grand bookcase. And of course, this bookcase isn't just a bookcase, it holds a secret. We have our secret door there, so that opens into this secret little chamber in the back. Maybe the poisoner who's planting belladonna down in the garden lives here, or maybe this is maybe it's a little safe house you could pay the barkeep to hide out from the authorities up here. But either way, cool to have a secret chamber in the top part of your inn, and that secret door pretty undetectable. If you wanted to, you could even actually slide this thing up, put it kind of in line with these, and not even bring this room in until it's revealed. So it would just look like a wall, and then you could fly this room, this whole section in when the players discover it, if the players discover it. Stop the metagaming. So tons of build potential with all of these pieces. You could really build just a huge array of different interior builds, lots of dressing, and the miniatures, and the floorals, and tons of LEDs. So it's really fun collection to work with. So hopefully this will inspire you on the sorts of things that you can build with Into the Pit. Thanks for watching.